I just feel like they're the better team. I feel like not New Orleans. Toronto is just overrated.
You can't keep they don't have any type of.
Boston has a lot of injuries right now. Once those people come around, I like him, man. Brad Stevens is a heck of a coach.
He is. I don't know how he's doing this with role players, and eventually your role players are going to succumb to the superstars.
Worst team, Brooklyn.
The Nets, yes.
Yeah, we both agree on that. Let's go to my favorite division. The Central. I need 0 notes for this because I know this division like the back of my hand. Let's start with the defending champions, which nobody is going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. That pretty much sums it up.
I don't want to get into a LeBron bashing debate here.
Not on this episode, man.
Not on this. We'll save that for
the guy came back for Cleveland and he won a championship.
Kyrie came back to Cleveland.
Kyrie Irving.
But
please give Kyrie his respect, ladies and gentlemen.
LeBron didn't have no choice. I mean, he had to win that championship. You can't. You just had to.
Oh, that would have been a legacy killer.
Oh yeah.
But they picked up Mike Dunleavy. I love that addition to that type of team. He's not going to be trash on Cleveland. It's another shooter for him. Another drawing kick for LeBron. Jay, what is this? Only a customer. Oh.
Yeah. Cleveland, they'll be in the finals. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, I have
the finals.
Man, as much as I want to say something bad, I have nothing bad to say about this Cleveland team. They're clearly the best team in the East. They're the best team in the division, and they are going to go right back to the finals. They have the best point guard in the NBA.
Yes, Kyrie
Irving.
Duke Irving, yes.
He's the best point guard in the NBA.
Wow, over Curry.
Yeah, I know Curry's the MVP.
I mean, Kyrie's not really a point guard to me. He's a 2
It's
guard.
freaking amazing. And he gave Curry any type of business you can think of in the finals. Injury or not. Kyrie gave that man the business.
He did.
The number he did on Toronto, but his performance in the finals, to me, he got robbed out of finals MVP, but
definitely.
It's another story for another day. The Bucks. The Bucks.
Okay, the Bucks. Young team. I like their pieces. They're like long and athletic, and
would you say they're the most athletic team in the
NBA? Oh yeah, like Parker, Antetokounmpo, whatever, the Greek freak.
Yeah, the Greek freak. They picked up Thon Maker.
These guys are like 7 foot tall. Like you got a 7 foot tall point guard with like a 8'11" wingspan.
Got Tony Snell in a trade, even though I think he's garbage, but he's athletic.
They're the most next. Minnesota give them a run for their money, but they're a young, athletic, explosive, just team.
Jason Kidd good enough to get.
I don't know about that.
That's the question.
Yeah, they'll be in the mix. But I don't know if Jason Kidd is the one to take them to the promised land.
What about Detroit basketball?
I don't know why. I just see them taking a step back this year. I do like Stan Van Gundy. I like Drummond.
Point guard is hurt for a while.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson gave him all that money for no reason. I just see him taking a step back. I'm not sure. Because, I mean, if you be honest with yourself, they did get swept by Cleveland. But to me,
they gave Cleveland toughest more than anybody in the East.
Even though Toronto won 3 games, 2 games, whatever, like all 4 of those games were close. They could have went either way.
So since they were the 8th, do you see them moving up? I see them maybe 6 maximum.
Like you said, I kind of see them taking a step back. And if they do make the playoffs, it's not going to be very different from what they were last year. 8-7, 8-6, maybe 6 is pushing it to me, but 7-8.
The most intriguing team in the Central,
the Pacers,
the Indiana Pacers. You were right on the nose.
I don't know about them. I'm just not sold on it. I like, Teague. I love Paul George, but I'm not sure. Now the Miles Turner guy, he put up like 30 and 11.
He is so impressive to me.
Now if he keeps playing like that.
Didn't he come out of Texas?
Yeah, Texas. Yeah. Was it Texas?
I thought it was.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
could be incorrect.
I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
He has been very impressive this season. And
he can shoot threes. And
big step forward.
He can rebound, shoot threes.
Bird wants them to be more up pace and up tempo.
Yeah.
But, I mean, look at the pickups. They got Al Jefferson and Teague and Thaddeus Young.
But that's kind of like you want to run up tempo, but you signed Al Jefferson.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but
that's my thing. Like it doesn't make a lot. I don't know if they'll gel. I do like McMillan.
But I mean, Teague is capable of being an all-star point guard. Then you have your boy, mind blank, the power forward for the Pacers, Paul George.
George.
I do like Indiana. I think Indiana, once they start getting it together, the Pacers could be a problem. I really do.
I don't know if they're deep enough. I don't know if they're deep enough. That might be the thing. I don't know if they're deep enough. I do like Teague. I do like Paul George. But that's about it. Like, you can't have them play, 48 minutes all game long. Who's the backup?
Now, the team that destroyed the Pacers yesterday, the biggest anomaly in the division, the Chicago Bulls.
I'm just letting you know, Dwayne Wade will not be playing 30 minutes and hitting 4 or 5 threes.
No. We're going to have him on a minute.
January.
This Chicago Bull team is the most slept on team in the NBA.
Go for it.
Nobody's predicting them to do anything. They're either too old, they can't shoot.
Yeah.
They lost Derrick Rose. How are you going to replace Joakim Noah? There's a question with the coach. Is he tough enough? Is Jimmy Butler really elite? It's so many questions, but none of them are positive coming out of Chicago. Let me tell you something from a observer of the Chicago Bulls team. From a toughness standpoint, this is the toughest team they've had in years. We're no longer soft. That team last year was tissue paper soft. Tissue paper.
I'm not going to let you disrespect
Rondo
like that.
Oh my God, okay? That was one of the softest ones.
He was tough.
Charmin.
Wow. You don't talk about Powell
feather-like.
Okay? Hey. Don't talk about Powell like that. He's not soft.
Baby's bottom.
He's got 2 rings. You can't be soft with 2 rings.
Powell goes up. Your coach that you raved about earlier, Mr. Philip Jackson.
He did that for motivational purposes. Motivational purposes.
His name
was motivational purposes.
Weenie.
Motivational purposes.
He called him a weenie.
He called him names so you get motivated. That's what great coaches do.
There was an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants where he went to a restaurant called the Weenie Hut Factory, which is all rainbows and bubbles.
Powell
Gasol is the manager of Weenie Hut Burgers. He's soft, but we got rid of that crap. Not him. I'm not saying he's crap. Just the softest in general. This team is a lot tougher. They're a lot mentally tougher. We got real leaders now, Rondo and Wade. Denzel Valentine was a hell of a pickup by Chicago. They traded. He's hurt. He's coming off injury. Okay. They traded away Tony Snell, which was the softest other team, and got back MCW, which I think is huge. That's an excellent backup point guard. Well, that's fine. Rondo can't shoot either, but we have shooters.
Who?
Well,
McBuckets,
I'm about to tell you. McBuckets, Mirotic, Cannon, which is the backup point guard. Look him up. Isaiah Cannon. Isaiah Cannon. Who
played for the 76ers.
But was he not one of the leaders in 3?
I could have went out there and shot, but it was one of the leaders.
All I'm saying is dude can shoot. He can shoot. There's another person that nobody's going to mention. I don't even know if he's getting playing time, but Powell Zipser.
Never heard of him.
Oh, what the hell is that? No, we don't need none of that on the podcast. But
never heard of him.
And we also picked up the Boston Celtics first round pick from last year, Hunter.
R.J. Hunter.
R.J. Hunter is now a Chicago Bull. So.
Well, he wasn't good enough to make it on the Celtics. So
who is? They have 85 players.
Yeah,
somebody had to go.
The Boston Patriots. They thought there were 9 rounds in the NBA draft pick.
Somebody had to go. But we'll take them. So, I mean, Chicago has shooters. I just feel like they're so slept on.
I know you said you guys are tough, but
tough.
I just don't think you can lose Joakim Noah and get tougher.
Joakim
doesn't make sense.
He wasn't on the court.
That doesn't mean he's not tough.
It's hard to be tough when you're in the locker room. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'll let you ride. I think you guys will start off fast, just like you did last year, and you're gonna go hard down to the basement.
They look completely different. They're a fast break team. Derrick Rose wasn't running fast break. He was running the ball up the court and trying not to get hurt. He would walk it up every single play. Then he'd try to take off because that's Derrick Rose. He want to lure you to sleep. Then he still think he's the MVP Derrick Rose, and he can just zoom around you. That's not the case, and that didn't work last year. Then him and Jimmy Butler was going into it, and then you had Joakim, the ultimate cheerleader, pumping up Derrick Rose, telling him the guy he is and what he should be doing. There's a lot of chemistry issues in Chicago last year. Yeah. And just like the year before, they quit. We had a team full of quitters. We had a team full of, I'm not going to say the word because I want to keep my listeners, but let's say it rhymed with douchies.
Douchies, okay. Speaking of douchies, when Rondo turns Rondo and ruins your whole season.
He's not.
I'm just saying.
I like the fact that Rondo will punch you in your face. I love that.
When he punches Dwayne Wade in the face.
That's not going to happen, man. They love each other.
Okay. Jimmy Butler, whoever.
No, they all love each other.
But,
best team out the Atlantic. Who you got?
Oh, you mean
Central.
Oh, you know who that is.
Yeah, it's not even a question. It's Cleveland. Worst team.
Oh, wow.
Give me the Bucks.
I'm going to go Pistons. Like you said, I got a feeling they're going to take a step back.
All right, so
we're going to dig a hole.
We're almost an hour in and we just only cover the East Coast.
I mean, we got a whole East. We'll try to speed it up on the West Coast.
We got a whole East, yeah. Let's pick it up on the West because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the West has gotten worse than the East.
Yeah.
The East is a lot more competitive.
That is true.
Let's start off with the Southwest Division. Should we speak on the Memphis Grizzlies?
They'll be decent. They got the new coach, Tisdale, whatever, longtime assistant from Miami. A lot of people rave about him. I think they'll be okay, but I'm not sure if they'll be,
To me, they highly overachieved last year.
Yeah.
Will they continue with that trade?
Man, Yager I don't know, Dave Yager pushed that team to the limit.
I love their draft pick of Wade Baldwin. Like, I like the guy out of
I'm going to say they'll continue to overachieve. They'll make 8 seeds, 7,
and they got
Chandler
Parsons, picked him up from Dallas.
Yeah, they'll get in.
So, I think they'll be a little better.
Good coach, decent team.
San Antonio. Either the first or second best team in the West.
They'll be back at it. San Antonio. Kawhi's definitely taking a step up.
Kawhi been working out with Kobe, and it shows.
He's the new Tim Duncan.
They got the captain of Weenie Hut Jr. as their center.
Pop don't do weenies, bro. Like, Pop and Powell's good. 20 and 10. He's probably going to give you 20 and 10 in this offense. But he'll get you what you need. Spurs will be good. They can challenge.
Love them.
I can see them challenging the Warriors.
State.
Yeah.
New Orleans Pelicans, which I think will be the worst team in the West.
Right. They might be the worst team in the league. Wow. Like that starting lineup, I didn't know who those people were. Who is this? Who are these people?
I can't even get words out of my mouth. They lost Ryan Anderson and Eric Gordon. And look at the pickups. Langston Galloway, Solomon Hill, and Etuan Moore.
Those two guys start. Hill and Moore start.
Remember, Etuan played for the Bulls last year.
Yeah, I remember him 2-guard, yeah.
I can tell you who Solomon Galloway is.
Galloway was from the Knicks.
Who is Solomon Hill?
He was a Pacer last year. Like you said, they're starting. Langston was okay, but the Knicks were just, they didn't have a lot.
They drafted Buddy Hill.
And he's coming off the bench for some odd reason.
Why?
Start him.
Anthony Davis.
What's his name?
37 points.
The guy from Charlotte. It was he was a Pacer, then he went to the Hornets, and then the Clippers, and the Grizzlies, and now he's in New Orleans.